Hello everyone, this is Akuchi back with some more Dominion. I'm going to be playing another match in the Card Champion tournament. This is a semifinal match against jakkdl. Card Champion tournament, we each champion one card. Mine is gear. The opponent chose Way of the Chameleon. And we're going to start with gear, then we're going to play a game with Way of the Chameleon in the Kingdom, and then some number of games with both in the Kingdom. And it's first to 2.5 wins. So here we've got a little bit of a sad captain. Captain's scheme is okay, though. Probably... Okay, so we've got no trashing. How about plus buy? We have no plus buy. Do have alliance. Oh wow, I have a 5-2, which could be up to 6. I could open captain. Then I have not really anything useful to get on the 2. I could get a native village, I could get a cellar. Neither of those is great. Alternatively, we could open with like Baker and Gear. I do like playing with a Baker. Getting it early is, I don't know, maybe good. Yeah, okay. I don't think I need a captain early. I don't think it's delivering a lot of value. I can continuously top deck the captain, which is kind of interesting. But I think we're going to open with Baker Gear. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff looks reasonable. We have limited buys. It's not the best draw. This extra coin is going to be wasted. I would rather have had 3 coins here, or more. But we're going to get a pair of gears. I like a pair of gears. It's a good thing to have. But I'm not feeling great about this turn. I'm gonna have somewhere between like 3 to 5 coins, I think. 3. Warehouse is pretty good, but we can always get that effect from a captain. I'm wondering if we want a 3rd gear. Hmm. Or we could get like a native village. I mean, I think with captains, we're really not going to need plus actions. But Swashbuckler is definitely better than gear. I can't really play 3 gears. Helps us cycle better, yada yada yada. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get a native village. And we'll get a captain here. I really hope I don't set aside this captain. That's why I hate native village. There's always that risk that it reveals a card you don't want it to reveal. A good card. Like a 2 out of 7 chance in this case, so it's not too bad. Okay. Okay. Alright, so there's a question of, do we go for the Swashbuckler here? I mean, I'd like another captain, but I think I can make do with just the one. I think I'll play this captain as a native village. The scheme doesn't seem too relevant. There's a decent chance we can set aside an estate. Or a good card. 3 good cards, 3 copper, 3 estate, and a native village. Yuck. Alright, so there's a question here of whether we should get a silver. Mm-hmm. Like, we might just get the treasure chest, right? That's pretty good. Then we don't need silver. But could take a little while. Do you think it's better to have more buy? Or more draw? When in doubt, get more draw. Well, this is not excellent, never mind. I think I play the captain as a warehouse here. Yeah. Then we can set up a swashbuckler. Means we don't get to top deck the captain. So be it. I just don't want to buy a scheme. Seems pretty low value. Well, we've got the copper on the mat, right? I think we're gonna buy a captain this turn, though. We might pick up. Might be correct to pick up. Interesting cellar instead of warehouse. But yeah, what I'm hoping is that next turn we can get the treasure chest. We're going to need some good draws for that. Maybe we just get a gold instead of a second captain. No, we can get a gold the next turn if we don't end up getting the treasure chest. But I do want to get alliance. That'll like give us a lot of money and stuff. It's tricky. A lot of coffers spent there. Okay. Interesting. All right. We could set two things aside. Or like a lot of things aside. I think I'm into that. Let's get another captain. And getting another swashbuckler is pretty reasonable. So this didn't work at all. Guess we're gonna get a swashbuckler here. Ugh, this didn't work at all. Just too many bad cards in the deck. But we have quite a lot of good cards in those 7. In fact, this is a really dangerous native village. Might not play it. We could mole. Try to get a captain into play. Yeah, I think that's okay. Because what's down there? We've got 2 captains, Swashbuckler, Gear, Baker. Got 5 good cards, and then 2 copper. So I'm guaranteed to see at least one of the good cards. If we mole. It's just, ugh. Our opponent's in much better shape with their duration captain and the captain in play now. Oof. This is taking some time. Yeah, maybe I would have been better off if I set aside a gear. Hard to know. I would have two more junk cards in the deck, so. Hmm. How can we activate our swashbuckler? We have to do native village here, then gear, then captain as warehouse or something. Hmm. Okay. So we can do it. Probably worth it. I think I want to set aside a card, even if it's just one card. No, probably not. Okay, we got the treasure chest. I think we want another swashbuckler. And then we'll start greening if we can next turn. We're going to be pretty action limited this turn. Hmm. I think our opponent's in a better position than we are. Okay. I feel like I want to scheme so I can get the captain, one of the captains on top, probably. Okay. Nice. In this case, let's set aside the gear. I am tempted to play this captain as a warehouse. I don't really think I'm going to get deck control. I just want to get, like, maximize the number of coffers I get. Or, like, hold on to. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright. Well, I have to alliance again. Let's go ahead and do this as warehouse. Great. Math is hard. But yeah, I think that puts us in a very strong position. A turn where our opponent doesn't buy alliance. If we can buy alliance on every single turn, which maybe is just 2 turns, then we win. It's a strange choice, I think. I'm pretty confident we can alliance 2 turns in a row. And it looks like our opponent would have been able to. I don't think buying a duchy does anything useful either. Maybe it does. No, I don't think it does. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up. I think I only have 2 turns left. Yeah, because we're gonna be literally taking half the VP. Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna win. Alright, so we got the first win. That was our start. It was a little, it was a close one. Our opponent definitely could have won. Alright, what are we clicking now? Way of the Chameleon. A misclick. That is really, really terrible. Fortunate for us, but not the best way for that to go down. Alright, so on this board, this is great. Yeah, festival's good, because it can draw if we need it to, otherwise it's money. And things can go in the other direction, they're just not as efficient. So we're going to want to get a recruiter, of course. I think I like playing with a steward as well. So probably steward silver. I don't think there's like we want to take the risk of a collision. There's not really there's no need for that. I mean, it's a pretty good card, steward, but we do have necropolis. Maybe double steward is worth it. Maybe worth it. It's player 2. Let's do it. Possibly possibly punished. I'm not sure. Do we want to duplicate? You cannot get 2 King's Courts from duplicate. Can get 2 festivals. Alternatively, we get a silver, which is reasonable. So what are we likely to do next turn? We can draw and trash, like maybe. That would not give us much in the way of money. Alright, so our opponent looks like they got a pretty bad draw. So what are we doing here? This feels like an important moment. Potentially draw a card after we trash. I think that means silver is correct. I don't want to draw a card. Hmm. Hmm. I think what that means is we are guaranteed to hit 5. Let's do that. Like, not on this turn, either on this turn or the next turn, we're guaranteed to hit 5. Which is a pretty good spot to be. I might not play with Recruiter. I might just play with a bunch of festivals. So that's interesting. Oh, I'm actually wrong. But it worked out. So next turn we are going to have 5. Do we want yet another steward? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. No! We have a lot of stewards in our next hand. Oof. Oof. Hmm. Do we draw in the hopes of seeing something good? Probably. We didn't. Okay. I need to trash. I see a problem here. I think we're just not going to trigger a shuffle. We'll just get a King's Court here. Repro. We're behind and thinning. But we're about to have a King's Court. So it's not all bad. It's all bad. It's all bad. Come on. Come on. We have 3 villages on our deck. Well, more if you count king scored, which in this case I wouldn't. But this is awful. This is the worst. You just can't draw worse than this. It can't be done. I wonder if we should get a duplicate here. I mean, we're just completely lost now. 100% lost. I don't think there's any recovering from this. But if there is, it's going to come from buying a duplicate here. This is so bad. This is so bad. Or an engineer. No. I mean, this is painful to play at this point. Kind of get like, you just see your opponent do lots of stuff. Very, well, you all know the experience. You know the feeling. Antsy is kind of how I'd describe it. I mean, it's tough to sit through. You want to click that resign button so much, or I do. Sheepdog. I think that's more fancy than it needs to be. But it's pretty okay, I guess. It's just, I mean, okay. You have a silver in action form. It's a more flexible silver. Kind of like a steward, except it can be non-terminal sometimes. I don't know. Fancy. I mean, I'm super lost. It doesn't really matter, but it seems more fancy than it needs to be. Sure. Leave a copper there. Sure, let's play dangerously. Well, let's see if we need it. Doesn't do a whole lot for us, does it? We're gonna get like 2 festivals here and a sheepdog, I guess, or something. Alright, fine. I don't think we need the engineer. We lost Basilica 2 to 10. That's just more to my woes. Will they never end? I mean, that's actually a huge deal because we're super unlikely to win on a sneaky pile out now. But it's not like we had a lot of opportunities to take Basilica points. Maybe we could have taken Vagrant over Duplicate, or maybe there was a $4 Steward at some point. Could have taken Vagrant. Certainly the way it worked out, the third Steward was a mistake, but if I shuffle a little better, the third Steward is fine. I feel like this is going to take a while. Should I just resign? Hmm. I mean, I don't think so, because, like, my my out is I can put myself in a position where I green first and get like 3 provinces, and my opponent can't get 5, but then I can get like 3 or more on the next turn. I think that's my winning line. So I don't think it's this turn. I think it's the following turn. My turn 12. But I mean, the opponent just needs to green on their turn 12, and that scuttles my plan. But maybe they won't. Maybe they'll keep on adding cards to their deck. It's a thing that could happen. This sure looks like cards are being added to the deck. It's just more complicated than it needs to be. Like, this is all just taking more time. The sheepdogs don't really do anything. Like, you're not short on actions. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, is sheepdog better than steward or silver? It's just hard to even make that argument in any meaningful sense. Shouldn't that sheepdog have been chameleoned? Maybe it was, and it just displayed incorrectly. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. That's trashing stuff you don't need to trash. Maybe there is a way for me back in the game. I don't think there's, like, any reason for me not to chameleon this stuff. Don't think there's any reason. That's a pretty unfortunate amount of money, isn't it? Hmm. Yeah, we're like one coin short of being able to do interesting things. So we could go double king's court. That's certainly reasonable. King's court. An extra king's court kind of gets us 8 coins. There's a sense in which that's true. If we pair it all up, which we make harder by not taking more festivals. Like, we could absolutely dud. But we can't really. We don't really want to think about that. Um, I think 2 king's courts, and then either vagrant or engineer is correct. Probably engineer. Like 2 debt, whatever. So yeah, the question is, duplicate becomes in the deck. I think it has to be double king's court. Then does this have to be engineer? Just gives us more options if it's engineer. Not great options, mind you, but I don't really want to lower piles, do I? Like that plays into the opponent's win condition, I think. I don't really want more cards in my deck either. I'm just gonna get the Vagrant. This is tricky. I think I just need to King's Court this festival. It's not optimal, but I think we need to do it. We miss out on one extra duplication, I think. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. It's just so much more reliable. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how much money I'm capable of generating. Not a lot. Not so much. Like, I don't even think I can get 3 provinces. But maybe 2 provinces and 2 festivals will... Maybe that puts us in a good spot. Probably not. Probably not. Ah. Interesting. Maybe there's a pile out. I mean, even if not, I just don't see any. It's still really hard to see how I could possibly win. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it. And our opponent is kind of without duds. Oh, they even have the win. What do you know? All right. One to one. On to the boards with both cards. We've got Urchin. Crown is the only source of plus actions. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really see any other open. Guide looks pretty valuable here. So are we missing plus buy again? So the only net gains are ill-gotten gains and expand, or smugglers and expand, like, or just smugglers. But, ugh, oof, not great. So our opponent has a 2-5. I'm pretty sure that's the worst split here. I don't think there's any reasonable disagreement on that. So we can expand copper into guide. That's a nice way to get guides. And I think we want to play with a couple guides. I think we'll get a quarry here. I mean, if we want to be absolutely sure that we collide our urchins, we should get a dungeon. Quarry has more upside. We definitely want a quarry, and we might get into a situation where I think we gotta play with dungeon. It's just better safe than sorry, you know? Oh no, I didn't even notice the urchin was gained. That makes my dungeon worse. So here, we might just want to play this for coin. Because we have a guaranteed collision next turn with our dungeon, and we can make it so that we shuffle a mercenary in. I think I like that. How do we feel about second dungeon right now? I don't feel great. Because we're going to shuffle that dungeon in. Let's get a guide. Nice. Okay, so we have enough to buy a 5 cost. That could be a crown. We are definitely going to want a crown. More than one crown, to be sure. Um, yeah, I think we should get the crown and then hope to get a quarry next turn. Do they play a guide? No. I want to draw like Urchin or Dungeon, and I didn't. So got the crown. Maybe we just don't get Quarry at all. The thinking being, like, we don't have plus buy. We're going to ultimately have to buy provinces. Quarry doesn't really help towards that end. So we could just get another guide, because we know we want 2 guides. I was wrong about the dungeon being shuffled in. Well, in any event. I think we're going to call the guide. It's just a little unfortunate. It's just nice to mercenary as much as we can. Yeah, there's the quarry. I mean, these are pretty good cards. Whatever. Alright, so yeah, let's crown. I mean, we could crown the mercenary. We don't actually have much in the way of good cards down there anyway. I think I'm into it. Ooh, we could get an expand here. Seems worthwhile to me. Interesting. That's great news. Come on. I can't play dungeon out of that hand size. It's just not gonna work. Crown the urchin? Yeah, okay. Could stop here. No, let's keep playing. 3. Well, that was bad. Maybe we could have expected. We could have had a better turn. We could definitely have had a better turn. This next turn is going to be bad. Pretty bad. This is rough. I mean, I'd love to play with more terminals. I just can't. Not until I have more crowns. Dang. We had two good terminals down there. And we didn't find either of them after our crown. That's rotten. I think we're gonna call guide regardless here. This hand is not going places. Not going the places where we want it to go. That's frustrating that we don't even get a benefit. Alright. We do this and we find Crown Urchin. Full stop, right? Yeah. So we have to do that. Dungeon. Oh, I sure hope we find our mercenary. This is how we lose from a winning position. I didn't think about that at all. I didn't think about this case at all. I don't I don't even know. Do I want a silver? Do I want a copper? Whatever, man. This is so freaking frustrating. Our opponent hasn't trashed any estates, so in a way it's silly for us to complain, but it's just, man, our shuffles could have been better in the mid game. Dungeon, it's a pretty bad card. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's pretty bad because no matter what we do, we can't increase hand size beyond 5. That's something important to keep in mind. Dungeon will be more valuable once we have green, but until then, it's pretty bad. This is just taking so long. This is taking so long. It's been 75 minutes and we're not even halfway done with game 3. So here's the thing. We need to see Crown to have a really good turn. So I think we have to do that. Alright. So how many cards are we going to draw? All 4. So we can do that. When is that card? I'm so confused. I don't know. I'm confused. It's a silver. Okay. So here we go. We can get, like, gold outpost. That seems fine, right? We could get ill-gotten gains. Instead, like, our opponent's having a tough time trashing, so maybe that's correct. Doesn't help us attack with mercenary next turn. But, you know, the turn after. So the... Yeah, Yeah, this could work out. I can see this working out. Let's give it a try. Oh, there is a draw. It's gear. It's just so hard. Got to get a bunch of crowns. I probably should play with gear. It's just a challenge. Plus action's a real challenge. Hmm. 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 Interesting. Okay. Okay, that is interesting. Huh. Quarry into inherit crown. That is definitely interesting. And they kept all three estates. Ooh, that is very interesting. Okay. So on our turn, do we want to like call guide? I don't think so. I don't think so. I have like the most important card here. I guess I should have thought about that. Whatever. Hmm. Okay. We're gonna get ill-gotten gains, right? Which is an extra copper. Ah, shoot. That was a bad time to use that dungeon. Definitely messed that up big time. Hmm. 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 Do we need... Maybe we don't. Man, this is freaking annoying. We just misplayed. Alright. I think the plan is to gain a copper. I think that's definitely a plan. I don't know what the plan here is, though. I think I want a gear. Don't really want to draw a crown anymore. Hmm. Oh, that's pretty nice. But not amazing nice, just, just okay. I mean, it's money. It's definitely money. We could get a province. I think I'd rather have another crown, right? Yeah, I'm kind of concerned about losing now. Yeah, let's just get another crown. Gives us more flexibility. Our opponent is still in Struggle Town. It should be said. I mean, I've seen better starting hands, but okay. We'll continue. Nice. So we can crown gear here. Kind of guarantee a good next turn. Oh, shoot. Yeah, that crown's gonna stay out. Not great, but not terrible. It's down there. I think a silver. Not sure. It's not a silver. Should have left that on top. Um, so we have the question of whether we should get a copper here. I think probably not. Let's get a pair of gears. It would have been better to save the guide. No, I have two urchins down there, so this works fine. Uh-huh. Probably want a crown here. Because we can expand silver into gold, or... Yeah, that seems fine. I have 3 crowns, so it's okay. I mean, if he doesn't play mercenary, I'd probably keep what I have. Alright, I guess things weren't working out. Couldn't get the mercenary to trash the stuff. I understand. That was a long one. Let's move on to game 4. We are up 2-1. It's our opponent's start. Okay. Well, we do have plus buy here. We do have some draw and some trashing. We've got everything we need. Paddock is especially good. The plus actions is limited. I mean, it's throne room. It's not limited. It's awkward, you know? I think I can probably get behind... Well... I mean, we could skip sacrifice. We could go double gear or gear silver. I mean, or gear monastery. Just get the trashing going earlier. I think I like double gear, and then I can pick up a monastery and hopefully a paddock. The only issue there is we're gonna need like throne rooms at that point pretty desperately. We're gonna need those. But yeah, I think I like double gear. Like monastery is gonna be very efficient trashing once we have paddocks. The other thing we need to look for is our plus buy storeroom. That's not convenient to get. Not at all convenient. It's pretty darn awkward. Oh, joy. I don't want to say never exchange, because we might want that for paddock. Hey, this is looking pretty good. Yeah, no matter what we draw here, our turn 4 is going to have enough money for paddock. It's pretty ideal. So our opponent's going to have a VP advantage over us due to the sacrifice. But hopefully our tempo advantage will more than compensate. This is really quite awkward plus buy. It's not so useful. Do we want to trigger this shuffle? That's the question. Yep. Alright, we didn't quite hit... We didn't hit our monastery, which is what we were hoping for. And this is abysmal. This is truly awful. I mean, we have triple terminal collision in those 6 cards, and we have no ability to even buy a throne room. This is just the worst. This is so bad. This is astoundingly poor. I cannot communicate how poor this is. No, it's not triple collision. Okay. It's not so bad. But I really wanted to buy a throne room here. Like, really, really, really wanted to buy a throne room. I don't know what to do. I know I'm going to need a storeroom eventually. It's just so bad in my deck right now. Hmm. Hmm. Could buy, like, a changeling or something. Poacher's not terrible, but we can't buy it. I know we're going to need a storeroom eventually. Just the timing seems terrible for it. But whatever. Hey, we didn't get collision. I think we need to buy a throne room here. I think we need to start that. Hmm. Tricky. Tricky hand. I think I'm gonna play the horse. And then see what happens. That was unexpectedly good from our opponent. I bet they're going to play a monastery now. Just seems likely. So this is, like, not great for me. It's good that my throne room and horse paired up, but I saw both of my gears last turn. So all I have is a storeroom. I guess we can maybe make that work. Let's see. Okay, good. No monastery there. Yeah, let's try to find some of our good cards. I don't have any more actions. At all. So, um, let's do this. This will be... Oh, we could have... If we had two buys, we could have done other things that we didn't do. We definitely could have done other things that we didn't do. Could have used the horse, basically. But maybe this will be fine. Wait, what the... I definitely thought I was going to be playing a monastery, but I was playing a changeling. A different knight card. Oh boy, I am, my head is not in the game. I think we'll get a throne room here. Should be enough stuff in our deck for a third throne room to pay off. I mean, that's if we draw. We might not draw it, which is frustrating. We'll just get a changeling in that case. Yeah, I mean, that's likely. Definitely we could have shuffled better. But not terrible. Definitely could have shuffled our deck better. Oh, there's a horse there. That's pretty cool. Hmm. Uh. Hmm. I mean, there's no expectation that I would draw a throne room here, but it would have been nice, you know? It would have been very nice. Maybe we make do with just the one storeroom, because we can throne it if we need to for an extra buy. And then there's like changeling for more gains, but maybe we're just fine with two buys. Whoa, unexpected. How many gears does our opponent have? Just the one. What are they trying to play? Storeroom and then paddock? Well, they didn't need the extra action for that. I'm a bit confused. But I suppose they couldn't play the sacrifice then. Hmm. It's a good turn from our opponent. Very good turn. So I get to play paddock and then play monastery. And potentially buy two cards. And potentially changeling. They can potentially trash like a billion cards this turn. Now they may have discarded one or more states there. Don't they have other cards? Are they all night cards? If so, then that's kind of sad that they don't get to take advantage of their monastery much. Ah, okay, okay, okay. No, that's cool. Alright, that was a good turn. So we're going to click that button. We have another horse. Oof. I don't think I can click that button in good conscience. Good conscience. Then again, yeah, let's just... Hmm. Hmm. This is rough. I I don't have a good way to play this turn. If I play the gear, like, the changeling target is pretty lame. I can't set it aside if I want to set aside other stuff. I could play the paddock, at which point I wouldn't be playing the gear, so I wouldn't be setting aside. This is rough. If I play that horse and I get a throne room, like, what's that doing for me? Maybe I just throne the paddock and I'm happy. But what if I draw a storeroom? I think we're committed to not playing that gear if we play this horse. I just really want to throne a horse, right? Oh no. I sure hope I have a horse down there. I don't know if I do. I don't know. I'm scared. This is not a good turn. Oh, thank goodness. I got a lot of horses. So I have a throne room and a storeroom down there. Okay. This should finally be a good turn. It's just... This looks like I'm losing. I just couldn't get that. If that is in my shuffle, I even saved the horse, but it wasn't enough. Ah, that was in my shuffle. It would have been cruising. Alas. But this should be a good... This should be a good turn. Seems very likely to be a good turn. This looks like an amazing turn from our opponent. Absolutely bonkers turn. We're only going to have 3 actions because we can't throne. We could throne if we just play the horse there. Is that useful? It might be. We're not wrong about that, right? Gains a throne room, shuffles deck. Wait, that's not me. We have another throne room down there, so yeah, hopefully we can pair throne. I'm so jealous of my opponent's draws. Envious is, I suppose, what I am technically. Oh man, so much time is passing. I mean, we do have some more horses down there. I mean, I can definitely see it either way. We have like 3 paddocks also. I feel like our opponent has a just absolutely bonkers turn here because they have another paddock, so they can draw into their horses and changeling, gain 2 more changelings, like draw and play all those changelings. The downside is they won't have any horses in their deck, but or maybe they'll, yeah, they won't really have horses. That's the downside. The upside is they'll have tons of all the good stuff, and they can just throne room paddock stuff, like if it works out, and they'll just be able to trash all their coppers, literally everything. This turn is just so good from our opponent. It's just so good. It's disgusting how good it is. All right. Come on. Let's finish this turn. Come on. Oh, interesting. Shouldn't uh shouldn't they both be okay? So I guess he's trying to keep horses, which is fine. A storeroom. That seems greedy. I would have. Well, I mean, he's got changelings, so he's got a bunch of changelings, right? 2. Okay. Or 1. Thought he had 2. I'm a little confused. I feel like that was a little underplayed. All right, so we're back to our choice. I think we don't throne. It could work either way. It really could. All right. So pretty sure we have another horse. Is our opponent gonna just, like, pile out on their next turn? Maybe. Ugh, this is so frustrating to play. Well, I mean, if I was winning, if I was ahead, it wouldn't be as frustrating. I don't think I want to play that storeroom yet. I think I need to throne here, even though I might draw another throne room and be able to throne. Do I need that? Do I need that? Do I need more than 4 actions? I have 3 paddocks, don't I? Okay. We probably should play this storeroom to try to find the other throne room. We failed. We have a freaking gear? Oh, man. What a disaster. Five cards there. Hmm. Let's get a couple changelings from this one. Oh, shoot. There may have been an opportunity. No, I don't think there was an opportunity to, like, mid-turn get paddocks to be non-terminal. So that was not great. That's an understatement. We can't even buy a province, so that's not good. Pretty sure our opponent's gonna win. They got a lot of horses. Yeah, this just slipped away from us. I can't buy any green. Not really. Not really. Hmm. Dang. This is really frustrating. I mean, I kind of knew. If I was paying any attention, I would have known that this wouldn't work. Probably should have just played the paddock there so I could buy a province. What am I even buying? Our opponent has 3 paddocks. They can empty changelings. Yeah, if they don't dud, they win. That seems pretty clear. I am full of regret. Does this estate do anything? Yeah, sure, whatever. Was so poorly done. Can't really keep my focus. It's been 2 hours and we're not even done with 4 games. It's rough. I'm not going to be talkative for the next however long it takes this turn to transpire. Talk to you guys in a bit. Oh, hey, the game isn't over. That's incredible. Hmm. Well, well. Interesting. So we want to throne paddocks, right? Because they're going to be giving us two actions in addition to horses, which will later be money. So yeah, that's good news. Hmm. I mean, ideally we pair throne rooms together. We have a bajillion, but okay, here we go. So we're gonna have a pretty large amount of money. We can't quite win, although we could tie. Ooh, we could tie if we had 18 coins and thrown the storeroom. I don't know how realistic that is, but we're going to try to do that, right? Because a tie will clinch the victory here. So we're gonna do that. And we have all the actions we need, so we can just save that throne room. And storeroom for the end of the turn. Okay. Cool. So this sure looks like we have enough money. Um, yeah, I mean, this looks like we have enough money. More than enough, in fact. All right. So I think that's a wrap. We managed to win 2.5 games and advance to the finals of the Card Champions tournament, where we will be playing against Terra Cubist. So that will be coming up sometime soonish. Until then.